Oh, g'day. I was just practicing the ancient art of Qigong, and then I was just having to console Moo. Or I was actually consulting Moo. I was getting Moo to just have a look at the wound there, because I zigged then when I should have zagged, I suppose. And I've got this magic stick. You see, it's got these loops for the fishing line, and it whistles. Now, there was a full loop there yesterday afternoon, but this morning I just got up and going to start the day with training. How do you start the day? I've actually had struggles starting the day with training. You know, I sort of end up taking till 3 o'clock in the afternoon to sort of get started, and then I don't end up training till 1 o'clock in the morning. So really trying to turn that around by getting some training under my belt in the morning, and the flow then naturally goes from there. Now, that was a circle that was the diameter of that, so the circumference shows what the diameter is there, and it broke off doing some martial art technique and I folded it back then against my body so that I could have the fan as the most prominent thing in my left hand, you see. And then I said, oh, or something along those lines anyway. And I looked at my arm, and this broken semicircle with both of its points very firmly. Come here! Oh, straight. I thought that was a dog walking on lead. I'm at the risk point here. I don't normally walk the dogs here at this time of day because you get people walking their dogs on lead. But because it's Christmas, Merry Christmas, by the way. Because it's Christmas, I'm taking the risk. Now, you can see one puncture wound there. Where's the other one? I think it was around there, actually. There. So that's a testament. That's what this is about, is iron shirt Qigong. Because the other one was actually worse. It was worse for puncture. It was deeper. Like, it was about that far in, okay? So that dirty, blunt semicircle with two less blunt ends, it just went in about that far. Where's the camera there? So it's about that far. It was, say it's about 4 millimeters, okay? That's about 4 millimeters. It's about 3 bee sticks. And I said, because I knew that it had pierced the skin. I knew something had just gone into my skin, you know. Oh, and then I turned and I looked at it, and and then I pulled it out, and then I was quite surprised how deep it was. Now, it's hurting underneath there, right? It's hurting. That the other? I think that there is the other puncture mark. Oh no, I beg your pardon. That is the worst one. That's the puncture mark, and then that one there. See? Can we see that? Where's my? That one there. Where is the other one? What's going on here? There and there. I don't have another hand to point to you. Anyway, the point is that iron shirt Qigong has saved me yet again. It's hurting. This is real time. Oh, scratch, that is sharp. Oh, goodness gracious me. I'm just going to put that out of the way so I don't accidentally hurt myself again, and the dogs don't accidentally hurt themselves. And look, it comes back again. Oh, well, it's obviously meant to be. I was supposed to swing this thing around. Now, this is actually my magic stick, you see, because see, when it swings, see, in Kung Fu, you have this one for free, right? You turn a circle above your head, and then you strike. You turn a circle above your head, and then you strike. You see how the follow-through has this natural way of extending that we just don't see in the Western sports. Now, this is not sport, this is military science, okay? The idea is to strike through, maim the person with one strike, and then the next 3 people with the same strike, and then move on to disabling the army. saving the day. Maybe getting the girl if you're that way inclined, if there's one available that's interested in you. And hopefully getting a lot of gold and a decent horse, at least. And somewhere decent to sleep for the night, free of mosquitoes. Ideally, I'm not sure how it works actually, but anyway, that's where you have the iron shirt qigong is worth practicing, because then you can have arrows and swords stuff bounce off you. Oh, there's a big one. Let it leak out through the nose without any sound. I've never heard that bird before. What kind of bird is that? I've got to tell you, like I've been seeing things I've never seen before in Brisbane. I've been hearing birds I've never heard before in Brisbane in the last few weeks. The living universe from which we're all born and which we're all part of is full of wonder. I just took the dogs out to this place last night to give them a Christmas gift because it's so hot and they're all cooped up. I went to this particular creek and I'm absolutely amazed and very much pleased to see the amount of life. There were yabbies, I think 2 or 3 different kinds of yabbies. And then there was 5 different types of fish that I saw. Some of them was as long as my forearm, 2 of them as long as my forearm. Some of them, a good number of them about that big, slightly bigger, and a lot of them about that big. Didn't see any eels there, but there are a lot of eels in that area. And there's different types of fish as well. So there's all these little fish, and they're very fast. There's a lot of them. It's absolutely amazing to see that this creek. I have never, ever in my life seen a creek with so much life in it as what you can call Stable Swamp Creek. That's what it's called, Stable Swamp Creek. Stable Swamp Creek. It's actually also Rocky Waterholes Creek. It's the same creek, same as the ocean's the same ocean all over the world. It's just humans, the ones that differentiate. So anyway, that's just a side note. I did have it set to be doing some qigong over there, but the other dogs disrupted me, so I'm just waiting for them to go over there. Now, here's a qigong primer for you to start the day. So breathe in. Empty yourself of everything that you know and breathe in from the highest degree of symmetry. So you've got polarity, positive, negative. What's the highest degree of symmetry between them? Breathe in from that point and ask it to come in and draw it in from that point in the universe through every aspect of your being, through the top of your head and every cell in your body all the way down, through every cell in your body down into the ground, all the way down the center of the earth. Try and have your feet as parallel, shoulder width apart, or just slightly further than hip width apart, and then draw the breath back in from the base of the feet, about 3 feet, or from the center of the earth, at least 3 feet underneath the ground, and draw it through the bones of your feet, bones and legs, up through both legs, joins together, and up the middle of the body to the top of the head, out through the top of the head to the highest degree of symmetry in the universe. And then draw in universal energy from that highest degree of symmetry and also from everywhere else in the cosmos. Draw it in, gather it, open yourself to it, receive it, and then very gently move it through your own body and your own energy field. And again, gather, draw some in, open yourself up essentially from the cosmos at large and the highest degree of symmetry, and then bring it into yourself. And with such a light arm, your arm is so light that if there was any less activation, it would just fall down. With that degree of lightness, caress that energy in your energy field and caress the air. Caress the chi. Chi is air. Breathe it into the body. Let it leak out without any sound. Move it around the body, with your hands, with your arms, and with your mind. Focus it, compress the breath, and let it leak out through the nose without any sound. From there, we reach out almost. See where my feet are? We're always keeping the martial arts point of view. See, that's as far as I'm going. You see, you got me that point. I'm not going any further because otherwise I'll be exploited. So you go this way. No, I'm not. If I'm going to go any further than that, then I'm going to leap and fly and land on the other person, land on my opponent. So they're not trying to fight me. They're trying to hold me up. Okay. Now draw a circle up. Draw that circle back. See my back heel? It's coming down. Okay. Now all the weight is spread between both legs, so it's on the back leg, but it's still spread between them. So you can kick out my back leg right now, I still won't fall out. You see, that's the wonder of Tai Chi, it's quantum mechanics. All the weight's on the back leg, the front foot's not even on the ground, but you can still kick out my back leg because not all the weight's there. Where is it? Where is it? Well, it's a secret. It's called quantum mechanics. It's in between. Draw the breath up from the base of the spine, through the abdomen, up, the hollow chest, out through the top of the head. Focus it, give the breath a slight compression. Breathe in more if you need to at this point. Snatch it, compress it, and now force it out with your legs. Push it up with your legs, out through the top of the head. To the highest degree of symmetry in the universe, and release. Look to the east, where the dawn's rising. Point to the east. Speak, I know. And then speak, Draw a backwards circle, one finger. Transfer your weight all onto one leg, so you get a hanging stance. Push a wall away from yourself. Look to the west. Point to it. Speak. I know. Breathe in. Backward. I was there. Breathe in. Backward circle. One hand, one finger on the hand. Transfer the weight from that front foot to the back foot and hang as you push the wall away. No effort, no resistance. Look to the north. Reach for it from underneath. Directly to it, point to it. I know. And then speak. Reach for it to eternity and draw back. Breathe in through the base of the throat into the abdomen. Draw that backward circle. Bring it down to the midline like you're touching a wall. Touch the wall and simply move the wall away. No effort, no resistance. Nothing stops it. Most pure form of energy because it's unobstructed. Draw the hand back into the center. Allow the shoulders to turn from the hips. Everything comes from the hips. It's the knees and the hips. Look to the south. Reach as you transfer weight. Move forward to it. Extend. Point to it. Speak. I know. Draw a backward circle, one finger. Rock back, transfer the weight onto that back leg. That can be kicked out at any time, and it's all just nice and soft and relaxed. Just allow yourself to sink into it. And then if you want to do something to adjust yourself, you're standing up and then try and push your gluteal maximus into the ground from that point, because you're standing up straight. Now try and push your bum into the ground. See what it does? That might have fixed your posture. Now come into that hang. Now we've done that. Extend the spiral starting from the midline of the body, or the inside, close to the body. And as we step, move it around. So we come from the south, past the east, directly to the north, but then we cut an arc so we don't even seem like we're going to the north. Now we're going directly to the west based on that arc, but we don't have time because we're already cutting that arc, making a spiral, and back to the east, to the north, the west, south, north. You see how the spiral cuts. It either extends an arc or it cuts the arc and can change the direction. It's the Fibonacci golden ratio. So we go over the east. We go to arcs, we're going straight for the north, but we're actually going straight for the west. But when we get to that point, we cut that arc so we bypass the south back to the east to arrive pointing straight to the north. From there, you can either cut the arc and end up back to the east, or you point to the north. You can extend the arc so you sort of collect the west and the south. Do this a few times and start playing with the height, whether the palm is facing up, facing down. Put some sources of water on it. Literally, put sources of water on your hands. And you move it through the range of motion that your hands can naturally do without dropping a single drop of water. In the old days, I have a piece of split cane. You dropped a single drop of water, you got whacked in the back with a split piece of cane. The doctor will examine you and say you're all right, continue. Did it again, you got whacked in the back with a piece of split cane. Doctor examined you, said no, you're all right, continue. Or if that was the time that you split open, was it the second time you split open? Well, no, there's no more. But if you've been allocated these whacks with these split pieces of cane, then you're going to get them. You might find that in Malaysia now they use it as a punishment for a method to mitigate the amount of people in prison, because it's not really avoiding, it's mitigating, isn't it? Excuse me, I beg your pardon. There's a continuous spiral occurring. This would be most practical if you feel like you might want to go to Malaysia and there's a risk that you might break some kind of rules that gives you a corporal punishment liability, because you'll be stuck with it. What occurs in Malaysia is, let's say you're sentenced to 6 lashings. Then you go in for your lashings. This is instead of prison. And you get your first one, bang, whack. Doctor has a look. You have to take your shirt off and you're pulled forward, 2 people holding your arms, so you pull forward, fully extended at your back, which is what we do for our qigong. So here's good practice for you, right? Now press your elbows in, reach up, 2 hands and out. Full circle, draw it in, make a dragon claw, snatch it into the hollow chest to the side, fold it over, compress the breath and spew it out. Breathe it in, taste sour. And draw a full semicircle to be ready for our bilsao, bird's eye fist. That would be very handy. And when you do the bird's eye fist, so first of all, so that all that expression is in the bones and it's moving through the bones and is expressed out through the extremities. So that's both bone marrow cleansing and iron shirt. It's more bone marrow cleansing. But once it comes to that violent expression, then the bone marrow cleansing, which is like cleaning out the pipes and making sure everything's all rejuvenated and nourished in yin, it's healthy as a baby on the inside, suddenly goes and then you're soft. You're not hard, you're soft. So if someone hits you, even the gaucho, someone goes to hit you, they hit this part of your body, which is the hardest part of your body, and it probably won't hurt their hand. But then they can hit you in the chest. If I hit my Sifu, Henry Sue, anywhere in his body, the softest part of his body, even if he's making it totally soft and not even doing any qigong, and I'm like, yeah, it'll still hurt my hand. Won't hurt him. He can actually hit my hand away before it's even touched his body. And you probably never prove something like this because he doesn't do it for the camera, but if you want to go into his hall and you want to leave without saying goodbye to him, no, you can't. It doesn't matter which entrance you go to. He'll be right there waiting for you. Just mingling, talking to people. Smart assassin. So if we finish that now, we're moving into a weapon. Okay, so the projection of that chi out through the fingertips, it comes out through the extension of the weapon. And by the way, anything can become a weapon. This is a perfect example, but this is probably a better example. Or a blade of grass. This is a perfect weapon. So breathe in through the belly from the base of the center of the earth, through the base of the feet, to the base of the spine, up to the top of the head, down into the chest, into the abdomen. Compress it, force it out into the arms and legs, and focus that chi from your breath and your mind through to the horizon, to eternity, through the stick. Let's do it one more time. Breathe it in, center of the earth, up, top of the head, down into the chest, hollow. Compress it. Use the muscles, compress it. Force it into the blood, into the arms, and out through the finger, and then out through the stick to eternity. Express it out. No sound. Relax as you breathe out, but keep the tension, then draw. See when you keep that tension there, and when you're released to breathe in, there's already a sudden vacuum. See, so we draw that in. So but no sound. Breathe out through the nose and just accentuate that. Now empty, right? It's still compressed, still tight. Now as soon as I soften my muscles, then the breath comes in. So soft. See, it already comes back in. You simply help it along the way. Same as doing your morning defecation. Don't ever push it out, just help it along the way. Same as breath comes in. You don't need to suck your breath in, just help it along the way, right? And then breathe it in from base of the spine, up the top of the head, down into the chest. Compress it in the abdomen and force it into the blood and express it. Direct it. You don't force it out through your fingers. You force it into the blood and then express it and direct it with your focus and your mind into eternity. Right, so the stick now is a conduit of the chi. It can be a weapon just for simply the dramatic effect. And that's just doing a simple thing. But if you turn a circle and turn a circle and then you got something that's worth having. And if I demonstrate that with flicking the grass, you see, even this wet grass here, you'd be able to break this stick, no worries, because it's flimsy. Whenever I'm fighting with my kids, I'll choose the weak stick. And they have a strong stick, right? I'll choose the weaker stick I can get because what it does is makes me practice all kinds of different things, makes my kids realise all kinds of things. And none of those things can be realised or practiced if I'm not projecting my chi through the stick. You can take something like this and you can break something much thicker, much stronger with the right use, the right application. Soft on hard, hard on soft. That's what this example is. See, she's yin on yang and yang on yin. She's soft on hard and hard on soft. Super tough. Like circles. So it's just circle nature. As we come in, see, we go for a scooping circle, right? So we go for just scooping a circle nature up, like it's on a wheel and up. Right, so we go forward and up. And then we put that into a martial arts application. You see if we go forward and up. Right, so forward and up. So now we go to turn the circle the other way, right? So instead of going forward and up, we'll come forward and down. See, what it's doing is making a move it away rather than a clash, even with the tree. We're going forward and back. Instead of like that, and find yourself, because you can't throw it. Once you throw it, you've got nothing. Or you throw it up in the air. Don't be afraid to let your weapon go. A ninja taught me that. He said, don't be afraid to let the weapon go. When you clash swords, he lets go of the sword, claps his hands in my face, and then elbowed me in the face. And then stomped on my foot. And then grabbed the sword. I thought that was pretty clever. So he did it again, and I gave him 2 black eyes. He only gave me 1 black eye. He was very impressed, and we trained for a good number of months while he was in the city. That's the art of Bujin Khan. That's probably the best martial arts to come out of Japan, FYI. And that's because of the yin softness. The best martial art in the world is Tai Chi because of the yin softness. Now I think it's Tong Long because of the yin softness, but it's yeah. And then you got martial arts like Aikido, Salat Parasite. Salat Parasite is one of the best, most devastating. What's the purpose of Aikido? The purpose of Aikido is to achieve consensus that we don't want to fight. So it's a great martial art, but it's a new one, you see. And the thing with Aikido is, whenever I've trained Aikido, then it seems it's all very controlled. So I don't know how good the best masters would be in certain kinds of combat. They would probably not find themselves in that kind of combat to start with, I imagine, because of the aim of achieving consensus that we don't want to fight. Aikido is a great martial art, though. The first thing they teach you is learn how to fall. You want to learn how to fall in Aikido? It's like this. You get pushed, you're just walking down the street, right? If you got pushed, then even if you're somewhere where it's all dirty, then or hard, then you just do exactly the same thing. It could be concrete. If you get pushed back or you're suddenly going back, you're walking forward, right? You watch my feet, and you got pushed back, suddenly your foot just goes behind you and you go down, right? And then you come back up and give it to them. See, so if I go back from the other side, I go, go here, the left foot goes back, right? So see what it does, it goes back, and you go down on it flat, rock forward, rock back forward, and deliver it to them. So when you roll back like that, you use that energy to roll forward, you come from underneath. Well, actually, I don't know how Aikido practitioners strike, because I've never seen them do that. They're always just sort of, here, I'm delivering something to you. So I think if you know an Aikido adversary, you probably don't want to find out how they strike, because they're pretty good with swords. And they'll throw themselves. They'll throw themselves so that you don't get them. I was going to say some other things, but got to be careful not to give too much information. And what kind of bird is that? I think that was a baby crow. The one point that I was going to make, that I will still make, is the point about how hard softness is, and about how soft hardness is, and the effectiveness. If you have Tai Chi, for instance, it's just very soft. It's just so soft. It's actually as soft as that. See that imagery of it falling, right? That's soft, isn't it? You can imagine it's soft. Wet grass, but it's falling, it's soft, okay? That's what Tai Chi is, okay? However, when it hits you, if it hits you, then it's like being hit by this that is on a chain that has turned a number of circles in a centrifuge and is built right up and holding that contained potential energy within itself. It's something that you can demonstrate. For example, if I move forward and grab onto this grass, now if I move back, now if I turn like that, it's actually, the turn like that is actually going with my hips and my whole body. So as I turn like that, my whole body moves away and there's no effort to tear the grass. If you use effort, you can't just snap a piece like this off, you'll tear a whole lot out. But what happens is this grass here tears your skin straight open. Quite a decent gash too. Do not use force, as force will break it. If you slide it up here like that, or you try and use the force, because I'm tough, I use force, slice it straight open. If you could take it, that circular nature, you see it's going circular. Where are you? I know where you are, I got you. Now I've got it here. Now my whole body just simply turns, because I want to go over here now. And see that lag? There was nothing extra given from my hand because my hips had already turned. I'd already taken a step. So then you got that lag before it broke off, but got no choice. Now, it's a good thing for bush sucker. This is edible, so you can eat the grass. Bit of dirt, it's alright. Clean, because it's just part of it, see? Now, during this all day, you get yourself some good enzymes, and get yourself some hydration. Won't get much hydration. You get a lot of nutrition though. Enzymes, sugars, vitamins, minerals. Man, enzymes, sugars. 8 essential monosaccharides, you find them here. And you can't get anything fresher too. Just don't swallow it. Don't chew it up and swallow it, okay? Because it'll plug you up. You get constipated in a survival situation and in the bush. It's not ideal. And the cellulose just cannot be broken down by us humans. You need to eat a lot of termites to be able to get them to break down the cellulose for you. Yeah, I beg your pardon. So all grasses are edible. You just pick them like that, eat them like that. Keep going all day. Keep your mouth fresh. Now here's an example to finish with, right? You would think perhaps Westerners would probably think that's what you're trying to get with the iron shirt qigong, right? The iron jacket qigong. The iron, so and the sound effects are just to show you that there's that means that there's this 1 strike, 2 strike, 3 strike, 4 strike, 5 strike, 6 strike, 7 strike. So then the person tries to hit you, you just right, 7 hits. Finish off taking the throat out of the body. Yeah. See what you're doing there? Not even hitting that hard because I got a tox sour, but by the time it got to impact where it could break my hand because it's too hard, I've already changed direction. You see, I'm going in for a sauce sour, pace sour, and then certain pacer. They give you a perfect position to go, are you alright, mate? Are you alright, mate? And if they say anything, you go, fucking hit them again. I do beg your pardon, I try not to swear in my educational videos, but that's what you do, right? You can have that one for free too. If you need to defend yourself, then you get to a point that you finally have to hit someone after you've taken as many steps back as you can. And you're cornered, you have to be there to protect someone else. You can't run, because if you can run, then run, because that's kung fu, right? Then you've got to stay there, you can't run. You've got to protect someone else. You're cornered, take as many steps back. Please, I don't want to fight. Please, I don't want to fight. Please, I don't want to fight. And they give you something. Then you take the hand. Just collect the hand, right? Just collect it. Just collect it. Just collect it like I collect Elvis, see? See, just collect it. See, just collect it. See, just collect it, right? And you step back and you take it, and then you bring your other elbow like that, connected to your hip, and you simply just turn your hips on their elbow and you snap it. Doesn't matter if they've got a gun or a knife, syringe, whatever, they can't use it. Their hands dangle like that. So then your hand has finished here, you see, your hand is here, so you go for their face. When you go for their face, it draws the other hand out. One hand's going limp, it's not doing much. The other hand will come up to protect the face, and then you grab onto it and you take a step back and you turn your elbow like this side, turn straight into the elbow, turn your hips and snap. And I'd say it's advisable, if you've had to do that to somebody, that's 2. If you had to do that to someone to start with, then you need to do the second one, okay? And then you might as well just come to that point where you lift your knee up off the ground and you just simply put your foot down through their knee to the ground. You put your foot down on the ground. You just lift your knee up to your chest and you just put it down to the ground, okay? chum ging, no effort, no resistance. And if they somehow manage to stop you do that, you don't fall down on the ground. You just pick your knee up and you put it down on the ground somewhere else. Circular movements. And slide on the ground. Find your position and run. But you might as well break their knee. If you come that far, you might as well break their knee so they can't get away. And break the other arm, because if they got a weapon in their pocket, you don't want them to have any chance of pulling it out. By the way, when you come in such situations, anything can become a weapon. So we bring it back to iron shirt. Okay, that's iron. And I beg your pardon, I went away from that. So that's hard steel. See, that's a harder steel because that's stainless, but it actually looks softer. What I was saying, I was using this tree as an example. You see, we started our bark like that, and then we get to a point after being like that. Then we get to this, then we get to that. We've been that way as well, and finally we get to this. You think, is that what we want for the iron shirt? No, that's not what we want. You see, that's brittle. The iron shirt qigong is essentially something like this. You see how thick that bark is, right? So that bark is probably about that thick for the tree. That's a decent wage. It's a decent defensive chi, okay? So you want to be strong like that. That's bark. That's what it's for. Keep the tree strong, yeah? You want to be strong. It's actually quite like that. That's very yin and soft, yeah? So that's what you want to make yourself. That feels harder there. That's actually quite yin and soft. So that's actually what you're looking for. So then, if someone hits you, it would feel like they were punching a marshmallow, and then they'd feel like an idiot because they punched a marshmallow and it broke their hand. They broke their hand punching a marshmallow. And you won't need to do nothing, you see, because when you've got the iron shirt qigong, then punch comes for you. Let's say that was a punch coming at me. Just, and the hand just breaks. That was not the best example. And see, it like hurts. See, if I do stuff, it hurts, right? See, it hurts. But then when I get into a point of fighting, and really like actually fighting, then it all comes out in you. And what occurs then is the pain suddenly becomes a great asset, only because you realise you're not feeling it until well and truly after. You're like, oh, all right. Or you feel pain here, feel pain here, but then if you need to, you just go straight through something like that without any pain at all. Or you're just warming up and you just relax. See, when you relax, you break things. And so what you get from that is the softness. If you have the softness like this, okay, you want to have this nice soft yin bark like it's represented here. See that moth there? That's very soft. You want to be that soft, but then you want to be this hard. Can you see the wind? Can't see it, can you? Can't catch it, can you? You can see the effects of wind, but you can't see the wind. And that's very much like Tai Chi and Tong Long. And then similarly, I think there is something here. You can see the effect of wind somewhere here. I've seen something broke off here recently. Where is it? A few weeks ago. And it's not really that much of a demonstration, but up here we can see the effects of wind. See, that's the effects of wind and sunlight. Here we go, this is what it was. So the effects of wind brought white men here on ships, and they brought noxious invasive weeds. Right, so this is representation of the effects of wind. This happened a few weeks ago. That's what wind does. But you can't see it. Move like the wind, hit like water. Now, water has 22 different states of being. It can hold 22 different states of matter, and then an extra bonus one that's not part of the 22 for some reason. Be like water. Water can be one single drop or an entire ocean. It can make a tree grow through a road, and it can break through the hardest surfaces. We are 97% water, 93% of that's bacteria. By the time you feel thirsty, you're already well and truly dehydrated. Okay, so go like the water, move like the wind. You can't ever judge that the wind is going to be consistent, right? So if you want to try and judge on something on this little flicking here, well, you're not going to get it, you see, because the wind's going to change, right? You can't fight against nature. Learn from the wind. I was going here. Oh, well, no, it's not. I was over there. I don't know what's going on. That bang! Did that hurt you? Right, breathe in. Deep down in the belly. Compress it. Draw it up. Express it out through the shoulders, down through the arms, through the elbows, out through the hands, through the fingertips. And express it past the horizon into eternity. And when you say it's ah, ooh, it's three sounds. You open your mouth, you go ah, you close your mouth, ooh, and then you purse your lips, ah, so into eternity, and when you do that, you're going out and you're going in. That's something you have for free from me that John Nobbs gave to me for free. So going out, right, into eternity. And while it's going out to eternity, it's also coming back in. So it's about he is, not I am, about he is. He is that he is, right? That's what you're getting back from the cosmos. And we're trying to make ourselves more like that so that we actually are a reflection reflected back from the cosmos, because we're with others in life for their ability to reflect self back to self. All right, I'm going to wrap it up there. This has been a very interesting Christmas meandering of all different kinds of Qigong. I'm trying to put in a bit of a practical application. People think, I don't want to go and learn that because I'm not a fighter. I'm not a violent person. I don't want to go get in a fight. Yeah, I don't want to get in a fight too either. I don't get into fights. I got punched a couple of months ago for the first time in years, whilst I was incredibly unfit, because I admit I've not really been practicing that much, you see. Doing other things, and then when you practice the Qigong, then you're like 20 times healthier than most other people in the world. 6 times healthier than most Olympic athletes. And when you practice Tai Chi and Tong Long, it really gives you something extra, you see. You go, yeah. But the thing is, that goes with the Tong Long is your attitude can be like that too, and you can be a little bit too full on for people. Most people, particularly women and children, particularly your own women and children. So, trying to give you something that's a bit more gentle. It can take a lot of time and a lot of loss. Oh, see that hurt my heel. And I walk softly, right? That hurt my heel because it's cut like that. It's just sticking out, you see. So always be careful of the energy that you put out, because the energy you put out is the energy that comes back. Very literally, with your feet on the ground. So I could tell I could just snap this, right? Because I could just snap that. But I can't try to snap it. If I try to snap it, I'll hurt myself. Okay? So we're not going to try. I don't need to demonstrate there. But we have something here, as you see. I will demonstrate. This is Qigong. See, I just cut it off. See, you've got a nice, clean, straight cut. You can't use effort for that. Sorry, my baby girl. I was scared a bit. So, see, they're fine. They They have their little initial qigong back jump and then they go forward. Because I'm not being angry. But if they do something that they're not supposed to do and they go against my command, and they don't act like that, then they won't be around to cower from it because they're already gone back over, gotten in the car, gone back inside, done whatever they're doing, or they're lying on their back over in the shade, you see. All of that is qigong too. Clap your hands, qigong. Stamp your feet, cold, qigong. Rub your hands together, cold, qigong. Hurt yourself, knock yourself, you rub yourself, qigong. Massage, qigong. Breathe it in. Focus it through, out through the extremities. Breathe it in. Focus down through the feet into the ground. That's iron shirt. That's being part of the bone marrow cleansing. Then breathe it in. Draw it into the belly. Hollow chest, compress it there so it's compressed, and focus it out through the fingertips. We'll go for something like this. See yourself just grab it, snap. See yourself just grab it, snap. There's something good to grab. Or your own wrist. See, your own wrist is about the size of a trachea, so get good at practicing at grabbing your own wrist. Touch your fingers behind your own wrist. So touch your fingers behind your trachea, throw it away. Touch your fingers behind your trachea, throw it away. Touch your fingers behind your trachea, throw it away. Depends on which way you turn your wrist as to whether those people ever eat anything ever again or not. Alright, have that one for free. Now remember, Kung Fu is self-defense. It's progress achieved through It's progress achieved through discipline. That's what it means. It means hard work. You get nowhere without practice. Don't think you know anything. Once you know something, what you really know is that you don't know nothing. Alright, Merry Christmas. Have that one for free. Cheerio.